So, good evening, everyone. So, I will start with a quick introduction of myself. I am Isha Narayan, the managing editor for the 11th edition of Vasundhara, that is the official sustainability magazine of TERI School of Advanced Studies. Now, I would like to introduce the editor for this 11th edition, Saptarshi Kar. He's pursuing Masters in Renewable Energy and Engineering Management, and Pranayak, who is also a contributor to this 11th edition. He's also pursuing Masters in Renewable Energy, Engineering and Management. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our guest for the interview for this session. So, I would like the interview for this session is Abha Mishra ma'am, Head Officer, Odisha, UNDP, India. She has an extensive knowledge and experience in the field of disaster risk reduction and urban management, and our theme going to be revolving around the climate shock and the consequently giving rise to disasters made us approach her, and I'm very grateful for her warm acceptance of our prospect. So now I would like Pranayak to take up the stage. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. So my first question is, what should we perceive from the terms disaster risk reduction and urban management as far as India is concerned?
Okay. The first thing is to unpack the word disaster risk reduction in itself. Because many a times if you look through the documents and also the discourses, a lot of people talk about disaster management and disaster risk reduction in a coterminous way. So the understanding of disaster risk reduction is a very, very important to understand that whatever the developmental work is being done, it needs to be done through the lens of risk reduction. And it's not just about any disaster per se, but even if it is a small event. And when it comes to the urban areas, and when you look at it, and when you are going for an urban planning, it plays a major role. Starting from your infrastructure which you are building, specifically when you look at the housing or the public buildings, how do you design them is one of the first and the foremost thing which needs to be looked at. The roads, the bridges, the flyovers, anything and everything which you are doing, and you're placing these institutions, the way you place them is also very, very important. So while the urban managers understand urban planning a lot, they somewhere lose the focus of how to look at it from the risk angle. And the risk could be natural or human induced. It could be from a physical, structures, or it could be a geological event, or it could be in itself a social vulnerability because of the constitution or the composition of the whole urban sector itself.
Thank you, ma'am. Since we were talking about the families being families migrating from the coastlines, my next question is what do you think about the climate refugees, and what intervention do you suggest to stop the migration due to climate change?
Migration in itself is not bad. Of course, climate refugees, when you talk about them, when you talk about people moving from one small island in Sundarbans to another small island, or because of erosion, you have to shift them. If we have the monitoring systems well, and there is no way to stop people to be relocated, because they are not going to migrate, they're going to relocate, or of course they may migrate because of certain weather condition. You have to find alternative livelihood mechanisms, and the settlements have to be in such a way that they are as near to as their old settlements. But of course it may not be, so you have to prepare people. You cannot stop the environment from changing, because we are changing it also, and naturally it is also changing. So you have to prepare people for it. So while you are monitoring, you will find the hotspots, and then you have to start with the whole behavioral change, providing information, and also then telling about the alternatives, what can be done, and planning for it. The plans have to be perfect or near perfect, never perfect, but near perfect.